Hey guys, good morning. From this side, good morning. It's been a while. I've made a video. I've not been feeling really good. I just recovered, so pardon my voice for the meantime. Um, Actually, last week I didn't really make trade because of my health and all. But I just previewed how price went and all. Let's do it. I just talk about how price went, how I was set up from. So straight up, going to the afternoon session, New York. About to connect my session, obviously it's there. About to connect my session, you know how we do it. About to connect my session and to align my previous high and low, excuse me, obvious high and low. Then I wait for price to go above the TSO around this area, this time zone 14:30. Then go to the higher time frame point of interest. The TSO acts as a Judas swing, you will know that. Then higher time frame point of interest, then allow our setup to form. Alright, the setup was superb, it formed well actually, but nevertheless it didn't really form well on the spools, it formed on the Nasdaq. So most times you have to look at it, especially when the news is involved. Actually, you observe this kind of whipsaw candles that is occurring. It's actually majorly the news. So you have to be patient to trade after the news. After the news. So session occurred, price came and take liquidity and everything happened. But the news gave a rejection. But normally it would have been liquidity taking displacement and the fair value gap on Nasdaq. You understand? So normally you would have taken your trade on Nasdaq. So let's go to the next day. It actually created nice setups though. But let's go to the next day. Okay, this is London. The setup occurred in London. So about my session, my London session, I join my highs and lows. I wait for my price to go above the TSO. Then price went to take liquidity and made a sharp displacement. Then displacement, fair value gap. I would have taken my trade from this other block here and put my stop loss here or here. So this is a fair value gap. So price took on the fair value gap. Obviously, it's going down. Let's look at it. Yeah, it went down. It went down to my New York session, and also New York session. My setup occurred around 8 o'clock, majorly 8 o'clock. So one of the reasons why I approve this trade 8 o'clock is because it dwells on it resides on the higher time frame point of interest. So liquidity was taken on the higher time frame point of interest, displacement, fair value gap. Even the TSO was taken already, then displacement, fair value gap, then price surged up. I would have taken my trade from here because of this breakout here. I would have taken my trade from here, up close candle that go the the swing that occurs before a displacement. So this swing here, I would have taken my trade from here, obviously, and it went up. So let's go to the next day. New York session, but my session to align my highs and lows. So wait for liquidity to be taken, then a displacement. Price didn't make any displacement here. So obviously, price will want to fill up this imbalance. So I took my trade right from this side. That is the down close candle before a bullish displacement. I took my trade here. Then I stopped out around this zone because I felt price was going to take on this zone. So actually price came back and took on this zone here. Liquidity was taking here, displacement, fair value gap. So I took my trade from this area, majorly to this area, because the 50%, you understand when I talk about 50% of the Fibonacci. So I took my profit. So I didn't take the trade from here. I would have taken it from here, but I didn't take it. But I waited for liquidity to go and be taken. Liquidity was taken, observed it. Liquidity was taken here, this area, from this one to this candle here. So displacement, fair value gap, and everything happened easily. So my next day, afternoon New York session, about my session, I turned my highs and lows. So price went to take liquidity. Price went to take liquidity. Price took liquidity here, but I don't take this trade. So I wait for the other side of liquidity. If this happened, I wait for the other side of liquidity. So I observe this liquidity and I observe this down close candle before it reach displacement. That was one of the reasons why I took this trade, because an FVG other block occurred here, then also this place. So I took my trade from here to here. It was a nice trade for me because I observed my session. I observed what was going on. I didn't take this. I didn't take this one. I didn't take this one, but I took this one obviously. So it happened thus. So the next day, okay, the next day occurred. I was calling my session. You know, I would do it. I try my highs and lows. So price went up to take liquidity displacement. Favor look at this one of the most obvious ones. So he took it and a downwards movement. Obviously, a downwards movement. A downwards movement, of course. So what am I trying to say? The setup always work, and it's majorly is not every day that it will work. If you don't see your setup and the requirement for your setup, don't trade. If you don't see your setup and your requirement doing your setup, don't trade. Just expect it the next day or the next day or the day that comes after. Don't force your network your setup. Don't force it. Just expect it to happen in your own hand. Let it come to you. Don't run after the market. Let the market come to you. You understand? So that's just it. And also, I've been saying I want to talk about consolidation. So I want to say every let me put it down now. I will make more elaboration with the next video. Every consolidation that occurs before a session brings out a trade, a obvious trade. That is when for example, look at this area now. There is a consolidation here. Just before a session, price touched up, liquidity taking displacement, price made the fair value gap back to the session below it. So for every session that occur after consolidation, price will go back to the equilibrium of that consolidation or below it. You can backtest. It's just obvious. It won't happen every day, but it is actually the best setup you can ever think of trading. Look at this area. Even though it didn't occur in my New York 830 session, it brought it here. Liquidity was taking displacement, fair value gap. Price came here, obviously. If I was around, I would have taken this trade. If I was conscious, I would have taken this one. So, but I took this one though. So, what am I trying to say? Every consolidation that occurs before a session, either New York or London, especially New York, there's a higher probability that a setup is going to take place. There's a higher probability. But one major thing I want you guys to be conscious of: don't always expect trade to, or don't force your trade. If your trade doesn't occur, don't trade it. Don't make your trade at all. You get. So expect your trade the next day or the next session. That's just it. Hope you guys have learned something. And don't forget, please try as much as possible to subscribe to my page and give me a thumbs up. And also don't forget to trade. Don't forget to trade. Don't forget to practice back test, forward test. It is very important for a trader. Don't be a professional trader. A professional trader only knows the theory, as ICT said, but be a practicalized trader. All right, now bless. Have a nice time.